Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back. Let's get another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, checking out Superman and Lois. This is Superman and Lois, Season 1, Episode 3. Interesting title. The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower. Now, wasn't there a movie called The Perks of Being a Wallflower? So this is The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower. I'm not really sure of the context, but I guess we'll figure it out within the episode. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? I mean, kind of like, what's the title about? So I guess we'll find out. The first two episodes, of course, have already aired. We've only had two so far for this show, the pilot and Heritage. And, wow, this show is just delivering. And I know, it's only been two episodes, but they could have easily gave us some stuff within those episodes that we went, But for the most part, from what I've noticed, people are loving what the show is doing right now. And the ending of Episode 2, Heritage, did a lot. Because there was a lot of discussion of this Luthor, this new Luthor from another Earth. They were hinting it throughout the episode, the second episode, Heritage. And then they show it. A black-suited Superman, which I thought was the Elseworld suit. Some people are saying it's his new suit, but just, they just, did the black version of it. Essentially like the Elseworlds version, but it's the new suit. But I couldn't really tell, so I have to go back and rewatch that. But regardless, he's wearing a black suit, and he is mowing down guys around Luthor. So it's basically saying this Superman's evil, and the Luthor we're seeing now fighting Clark, of course, on Earth Prime now, our Clark, is a good Luthor. I don't know. We need more context, because all we saw was those brief glimpses of that Earth, and there was a war going on, and then Superman in a black suit shows up, and he's mowing down people, and he kills General Lane from that Earth or whatever. I'm not sure what exactly, if he was a general or whatever on that Earth, but regardless, it didn't look good. Of course, we had the whole dynamic with Lois quitting the Daily Planet, so I'm really curious about what that is going to do in terms of her career. I mean, it feels like Morgan Edge is her villain, and Luthor is going to be Superman's villain. Clark sent to go after this Luthor. So we'll have to wait and see. The boys, I'm really curious about what's going to happen with them, because I do think Jonathan will eventually show powers. Don't know yet, because Jordan is already showing them, and I feel like with him getting a scan at the Fortress of Solitude and saying that he's not going to end up like Superman, I don't think that's true, but it could be a misdirect. It could be Jonathan overall will actually be Superboy, or become like his father, essentially. So I'll have to wait and see on that. So yeah, so here we go, guys. Let's get into now. Check out this episode and see what it's all about. And yeah, hoping for another good episode of the show. Let's go.
Yeah. You want to do this?
Painting Superman. In China. Okay. Really far away, and he's able to hear it. Whoa. Careful. Good job. Paint.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever heard?
Nope. Not appropriate.
Be honest, was there nudity involved?
What?
You guys are older. Oh, don't feed him after midnight. Hey, it's important that we don't draw unnecessary attention to it. Could we possibly hang out?
Oh, I'm gonna be late, so I'll talk to you later.
Awkward. She was trying to prevent another fight or anything going down. Just nonchalantly lifting the tractor up. All the different voices he hears in his head. He's listening. Come on. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Hey guys! Wow, this place is really... How long have you been doing this? Since we moved here, our whole lives? It's not like I'm listening all the time. That is the wrong answer.
Does this have anything to do with Morgan Edge?
Yeah, you're damn right it does. I'm hoping you can help me nail that bastard's ass to the wall.
This is actually good. It's what she needs. Morgan Edge hired a guy to spy, I'm guessing. Colossus, right?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you...
For the team?
Okay.
A terrible idea on so many levels.
Holy shit, Jordan. Damn. Dude.
You two are very unusual people.
That's an understatement.
Look, I'm just trying to keep you safe. Because you think I'm gonna kill myself? See, this is not the approach
Okay, it's getting a little too much. A little too much right now.
Dad sleeps on the couch every night. Sophie bullies all of the
Okay,
kids in her
let's.
class, and you can't go to bed
Okay.
without taking a pill.
That voicemail was really compelling. Out of context, sure, but he never once mentioned Morgan Edge. Maybe it was just a drug deal gone wrong. That is a strange
Oh wow,
billionaire.
drug deal. Jeez. Oh, that's her car, right? Yeah.
What if someone gets hurt?
I mean,
I'm getting a little
he was
tired
hitting them
of
pretty
thinking
hard,
I'm some
so.
sort of ticking time bomb.
What's your gut telling you?
But there's more to this.
Then you have to dig deeper.
Dig deeper. You're Lois Lane, motherfucker.
I hear Jordan's quite the football star.
I think you mean Jonathan.
So that's how you found out.
It's time to get locked and loaded. Let's
Holy shit. My God. Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Who's next up?
He's like, He's not gonna be too thrilled, I think. I don't know.
Your powers are not something to be taken lightly, Jordan.
Yeah, well, I barely have any. Remember?
Doesn't matter, you still have them.
I just wish you would go back to not being around anymore.
Oh! God damn it, dude.
Go upstairs.
Would you please sit down and have dinner with the rest of us?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, the music. Something bad's gonna happen. I feel it. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, Jesus. But good on Lois. What? Okay. Who is he? Freezing him. Smart. Yeah. So, what's gonna happen with your family then? Something gonna happen?
Is playing football something that you really want?
Seems like it. Maybe.
Honest at first.
You want to be an assistant coach?
I just want to help out. I don't know if you know this, but I was actually the team manager.
Okay.
LinkedIn resume notwithstanding.
I mean,
Yeah, that it might be fun to see as a
I was wondering. Okay, yeah.
This feels big, doesn't it?
Morgan Edge, Daniel Cudmore, aka Colossus, who we just saw in the fight. Wait.
It's done. I'll call it team.
Team? What does it mean? That ending. What does it mean? Okay, so really good episode overall. I got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of interesting things they did here. That ending. So we have this powered character played by Daniel Cudmore, who played Colossus in the X-Men franchise, the Fox X-Men. He actually played a character in Arrow at one point, and also I think the Flash as well. So it's interesting how he's been brought back multiple times. But anyways, it's Crisis, so I guess that fixes. But then again, he played in Pre-Crisis from 2 different shows. Anyways, not important. We see him fight Superman, which I'll talk about that fight in a second. But when he's driving up on the phone, we have this woman in the road, and I'm like, okay. She uses heat vision to kill him. She calls, presumably, I'm thinking, because now I'm theorizing, it's Morgan Edge attached to all this. Taken care of. I'm calling in the team. What team? What the fuck? Were you on the phone with Morgan Edge? Who are you talking to? What is going on? Like, is this another Kryptonian? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. But I don't think so. I don't know. Because everything's now been flipped post-Crisis. So anything, I guess, could be a possibility. I mean, in Pre-Crisis, we had General Zod, who was dead when we saw him for that brief glimpse in Supergirl when Supergirl and Superman were fighting. And it was a whole thing where Superman was under the... I forget what kryptonite it was from Mon-El's mom, who was there, Rhea or something like that, Queen Rhea, whatever. And we saw General Zod. But now, post-Crisis, I don't know if this is a Kryptonian, a part of General Zod. Like, what if that's a big reveal? Zod is actually still alive, and I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm just rambling as I'm going here. I'm just kind of theorizing as I'm going. I have no clue. But my first thinking in the theory of terms of like what this is, my first inclination is this is Morgan Edge, the woman who came to the paper to talk to Lois about, you know, her son going missing and playing the phone call and saying there's an opportunity of a lifetime. Can't talk this morning. I think it's tied into that woman. Maybe these people were taken and they were experimented on, and now they have some sort of abilities like Superman. She had heat vision. Heat fucking vision. That's something specific. That wasn't like, oh, we're just going to give her an interesting power. It was specifically heat vision. Something very specific to the Superman lore, Supergirl lore. It's very specific to that in terms of, and especially how it looked compared to Clark's in the show. So, what is going on? If this is their way of tying in Lois's story about Morgan Edge and Superman into the mix as well, and kind of like having them both on different fronts dealing with this situation with Morgan Edge would be very interesting. Because we didn't get no Lex Luthor in this episode, or no General Lex, whatever. I just call him, it's another Luthor. It's Lex Luthor, basically. Unless they say his name is not Lex. Because I don't believe they've said his name was Lex. They just said General Luthor. So, regardless, this is an interesting turn of events. So, we had Lois investigating. We had this woman, of course, and she apparently was drinking. But I think you said her son's missing. I think it was her son. They go to the hotel. Everything's gone to shit. The guy, I'm like, this is a guy working for Morgan Edge. And I do believe that. That's my top theory. In terms of who he was working for, who the woman, I think, is maybe working for. I don't know. Maybe the woman was working, who killed him with the heat vision, is completely different, working with someone else completely different than what the guy was working for. Because I don't think they said his name. But when they revealed he had powers, when Superman came flying, that was a great opening shot right there. She's like, no, he will. And she hits the button and he comes flying in that slow-mo shot. Like, oh, fuck, this is great. This is so good. And the fight. He was beating the shit out of Superman. Then the tides turned. Because Lois was like, Superman! He floated up and started beating in a cold breath, beating the shit out of him, and then he's gone. That was a great fight. Some really good action there. Really cool stuff. It was a good reveal that he was actually, he had some sort of abilities. But they weren't specific. He didn't do heat vision. He just had super strength to where he could knock out Superman and he was taking punches and nothing. So something was up with him. Something specific. But I think if they would have revealed if he had heat vision too, which I don't know if he did. Am I guessing maybe he didn't? If they would have revealed that, that would have kind of made the reveal of the woman at the end not so significant. Because that was a big, like, okay, who's this woman? All of a sudden, okay, calling in a team. Ooh. So yeah, interesting stuff there. I could go on all day about this, but that was just some interesting shit right there. And the action was great. The action scene was awesome. Really, really cool. I just love the suit. But man, the budget. And the opening bit too, with him going all the way to China to save the people off the bridge. That was really cool as well. He also had the paint on him from the paint fight. So, let's talk about the boys. Let's talk about this side, I guess, what do you call it? Like a B plot, essentially, continuation of what we had set up in the pilot with Sarah, talking to Jordan and everything, and we got to see some of just her by herself without any of the boys or Clark or Lois involved in terms of the story. So it was interesting, but okay. So first off, I'll save the Sarah stuff for last. So we have Jordan trying out for football. Turns out he's really good at it. Well, his strength, so he's able to kind of take them out no problem. I think the question about Jonathan saying, what if someone gets hurt? Because this could end up happening. I feel like Jordan's going to get to the point where he will hurt somebody, because before Clark showed up at the school, we had the bullies just being jackasses they are. The main guy, of course, who was dating Sarah, now they're not together anymore, was pushing him against the locker. Jonathan was trying to stop it. Jordan was just kind of just dealing with it, but the flicker of heat vision, he could have killed that boy. He could have killed him. And anybody else, I guess, in the surrounding area. Because once you see heat vision, it's going to fly right through his body and into whoever's behind him and through the wall, and it's going to go everywhere. Thankfully, Clark showed up. But then the trust comes in, like, he was listening in. And he was listening to a lot of other stuff, and then he kind of honed in on his kids. And then the reveal that he had listened to Lois at one point, too, and she just found out that he was listening in on her conversation. So eventually, it's a trust thing, because he's able to kind of sense everything, but he's mostly tailored to and listening for distress, and not so much any other noise, because he's basically hearing a lot of stuff at once. It's probably pretty burdening on him, I would think, because you're constantly hearing voices. Kind of reminds me of when Professor X puts on Cerebro, and is listening in throughout the mutants in the world, and he's hearing all these voices and stuff. It's a lot, but he said that he had a lot of training in the Fortress to kind of learn that, so that's interesting. But that's good that they kind of just address that. He's able to kind of figure out when he's actually needed versus when he's not. So I liked how we had, once again, I understand why they're doing this, because Jordan is a very troubled character. He's a very troubled person in terms of the fact that, it's weird to say that because my name's Jordan, but it's interesting because he's been through so much, and the fact is he's the one showing powers, unlike Jonathan, who they thought was going to get powers. But of course, it's more interesting that the character who has a really interesting and different past and has been kind of very awkward, and I forget exactly what he was diagnosed with, ADHD or something. I forget exactly what it is. Don't kill me, please. But it's interesting how it's him. So football has really turned him around. Like, that's what's making him get friends. He feels better about himself, and he understands he can kind of control his powers a little bit and not so much go crazy. But I feel like something bad's going to happen. And the fact that Clark became his assistant coach, essentially, is good, that he can spend more time with his kids. But I feel like that's going to interfere, of course, Superman stuff. So it's going to be, how is he going to balance it? Probably won't be able to really balance it very well, but we'll see. But yeah, so Jordan seems like he's going to hopefully be in a better place. Especially now with Sarah being single. So let's talk about the Sarah stuff. So I'll be honest with you guys. This is a brand new show, so we don't know the full dynamics of what they're going to be doing with the storytelling here. And so we're more into the season. Like, we're still in uncharted territory because we don't know what they're doing. The first 2 episodes, we're introducing, of course, all these characters, themes, kind of some stories they may be following up, and of course with Lois leaving the Daily Planet, and then this new Luthor. There's a lot of things going on here. And that's just to name a few. There's a few things there. So we continue off with Sarah talking about her taking a bunch of pills. During the pilot episode, she explained that she had tried to commit suicide before the events of episode 1, the pilot. So we continue up and follow up with her family, her mom and her dad, Kyle, I don't like him at all. I forget how her mom's name is pronounced, Lena, doesn't matter. Not to me, at least, not at this point. Because the main thing we're talking about here is Sarah. So she's seeing a doctor. She quit cheer or whatever, and she left her boyfriend. A lot of things going on with her in terms of just not wanting to be just like always questioned, are you okay? I get that. For me, I think they're setting her up to be obviously a more important character because she has something going on with Jordan. And it feels like she might end up finding out Clark's Superman, and that might tie into some more things too about her knowing this stuff. But explaining that her family's kind of broken, her dad's sleeping on the couch. Like, it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff to kind of learn, but okay. I don't know. For me, I'm kind of like on a wait-and-see situation for this whole thing because, personally for me, I'm not really interested in the whole side of, you know, that family with Sarah, and, you know, because I don't like her dad's character. I just don't like him at all. I just don't feel like he does anything on the show really at this point. But someone had commented, well, he may end up doing something, so we need to have him in the show. Okay, maybe. I'm just saying, as of right now, okay. So same thing with Sarah. It's a wait and see, because we could have spent more time with the boys, spent more time with Clark or Lois than covering her stuff. But it is what it is. We don't know what's going to happen with her character. We don't know if it's going to tie in something more later. I think it will because of the Jordan connection. But I think it was to kind of cover the basis of the fact that this character's been through a lot. So I get that. They wanted to kind of cover that, to say, hey, she's been through a lot. She's still dealing with it, like kind of the aftermath of it, and is trying not to be bombarded by her mom asking all these questions. So I get it. But for me, I don't know. I need to see, I guess maybe I'll understand more of the context of why they covered this story, so like specifically here, later as we continue with the series. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it, I'm just saying I don't know the full context of why they did it, because it was something that they revealed for her character in the pilot, but I didn't think we were going to continue with that much. I didn't think we would actually be focusing more on this family outside of the storylines in terms of, like, you know, the main four, Lois, Clark, Jonathan, and Jordan. So, kind of surprising. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see on that. Because, I mean, it may be just something where they wanted to cover it just to kind of give her more backstory, to kind of reveal why she did it. And then we can kind of just more focus on her and Jordan, because I think that's going to end up happening. So, we'll see. So, what did you guys think of Superman and Lois Episode 3? What did you think overall of the episode? What did you think of the big fight? The ending there with the heat vision, what the hell's going on with that? Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.